Hi, I'm Ed from tvsjustabox.com, and yes, I know it's been a while, but stuff happened. But today I'm suppose I want to talk to you about a show I just started. It's an African show, especially it's a Congolese show called River Hotel. A few months ago, when I started doing vlogs, I told myself that I wasn't going to trash on African shows and Cameroonian shows, but this is a Cameroonian show, and I feel like even if you might trash on a show doesn't mean that people cannot see it, I guess. So, yes, as you already heard, this is not a good show. It's really not. It's right now. I'm only at episode 4 because this basically are my first impressions, and those have been 4 very long, very painful episodes to watch. The show has Eric. I don't know why it's said in English. Eric Ibwane. Uh, he's actually someone who has worked a lot in French movies and international movies because I see when you see the credits on IMDb, you basically see Hitman, King, 3 Days to Kill. So the guy works good in good movies and in good projects. So it's very, very weird for me to see him here on River Hotel. And let me get this straight first. River Hotel in name, or let's say in the on paper, River Hotel is a good idea. It's a good project. It's about a guy who's looking for his sister, and to find his sister, he goes back to the hotel where she used to work, and it's like a soap opera. So there's basically 3 layers in the show. At least the first 4 episodes I saw. There's the hotel layer, like the I had no idea what the character name is, but the world that Eric plays, Mr. Bonnet, uh, drug dealer trying to get into politics, that aspect of the show. And then there is Ryan, who's supposed to be the main character, but I mean, when you see the credits, he doesn't appear after like 3 or 4, maybe, contract negotiation anyway. But yeah, Ryan is the main character normally, the one that's looking for his sister. So yes, that's the second layer, and the third layer is what will it be? I guess it's the policeman trying to catch the manager of the hotel, the owner of the hotel, Eric Money. So it's basically like Ryan gets stuck in the middle of his boss and his the guy who can actually help me find his sister. And we don't really know much about this. At least episode 4, we don't really know much about the sister. So by the, I guess it has like 21 or 24 episodes, something like that. So yeah, by then maybe we'll find a sister and something like that. So like I said, on paper the project is interesting, but the main issue with the entire project as it is shown on TV Monde Afrique is that it is very, very badly executed. I don't like to compare, but I was going to compare it with another new show, Yellow Pepper. But when you see Yellow Pepper and you see River Hotel, you see there's a major difference in production. I don't know if it's a money problem or it's a talent problem. I really have no idea. But you know what? Let me just list the things that are wrong with this show. First, why do you dub? Dub means replace the voice of Ryan. I understand from what I've read on his lips, the guy speaks English, but they try to not they actually dubbed him in French. What's the point of that? If he speaks English, let him speak English, just subtitle it. And I know people are going to say subtitling is like a lot of work and go up, down. But it's much better than dubbing, than replacing the voice of Ryan with a voice that doesn't match the character, a voice that's basically emotionless. Like you cannot, the voice is so out of place that every time he talks, you feel it and you just like, oh, what's happening? I'm not even listening to what he's saying anymore. The second thing that really pisses me off is the production value. Like when you watch a show, no matter even before getting into the substance, the content, into this what the story is, when you watch a show and the first 5 minutes you see like the color don't match, you see like the shots don't match, like you start somewhere with the camera and then when you change angle it's something completely different, like different clothing, different, you know, it doesn't feel like it was shot at the same moment. Like you can normally when you edit videos, you can fake it, you can use computers to make it feel like it's the same time, the same time of the day, the same hour, you know, things like that. But with them, it's like they're not even trying. You will see shots that are completely bad. Like you see that basically they shot it either 2 different days or later in that day, so it doesn't match what the first shot was. Then you have the cast, and to be honest, casting and the characters is not bad if they are stereotypical, but you need to give them some range, some backstory, something that we can get attached to or hate. But those characters are very flat. Like you just go through them, you don't really care about their motivation or what they're doing. I mean, yes, it's only episode 4, and you know we can have more backstory later. But even the way we are introduced to them, like I remember when I first saw the first episode. The first episode starts basically in a way that has no connection to the rest of the show. 4 episodes so far. Like we see Ryan somewhere playing. Is it cards or dice? I have no idea what he was playing, but he was playing on the street, and then we cut to him going on the boat. Or it has no impact on. First, it has no impact on the story. Second, it has no impact on telling us what kind of person he is. And that reminds me of something that someone on Twitter said, Paolo, I think. She said that how can you have people, teens and teenagers in Congo talking like they've lived in France all their lives. I kind of agree because yes, she's right, but also even where I'm from, Cameroon, Douala, we can see people that have that French accent even when they haven't been out of the country yet. It's just that they want to project some kind of luxury or importance. Like you really know people like that, people that haven't gone anywhere, but the way they talk to you is like they've been roaming the world for their entire life. So yeah, it's a yes and no kind of situation. But beyond the acting, beyond everything that I just said was bad and basically unwatchable, something must always be able to redeem a show or a movie, and that should be the script and the writing. But the show is like the writing is really bad. But the issue is when you cannot even make, how do I put it, realistic conversations. Like, hi, my name is. There's one instance where the Eric Ebouane characters is in a conversation with, I think, chief of police, and he says something like, "Are you threatening me?" Well, the chief of police said, "Are you threatening me?" And I just translated it in English, but it's in French normally. And Eric Ebouane says, "It's a what? It's a deal. I'm not threatening you. It's a deal. Like deal, it's a deal. It's a deal." That was painful to watch. And not only did he say it's a deal, but he kept repeating that, like, I think 2 or 3 times. And I was like, let me just say this. It's the kind of dialogue and writing that can feel good when you write it, but you have to be able to adjust when you actually shoot it. Like, you have to be able to say, okay, this is how I wrote it, but when I see it on screen, it doesn't work. Let me try and find another way. And that's where the collaboration between the director, realizer, and the actor should take place. Like the actor should say, you know what, I've tried delivering this line like 4 times and it doesn't feel right. Can I change it? Maybe because it was bad. Also, something that is really like I think episode 4, something that really messed up with me. Like it made me decide to stop watching at that moment because episode 4 starts and they say that Ryan, the main character, saved the hotel's manager's life. We haven't seen it. There's no flashback during the whole episode. We're just supposed to say, oh, he saved it, and this is what happened after that. There's no it didn't happen at the end of episode 3. It didn't happen at the beginning of episode 4. It just happened like, oh, you saved my life. This is how I can repay you. I think it's just lazy, really. And they have 24 episodes, 21 or 24 episodes. I think it's just lazy. They could do better. I don't know why they don't. Really. Because I don't think it's a matter of money unless they spend all the money getting talents like Eric Ibwane, Fali Ipupa, Sharaji Panda, and the rest of the actors, which might not be that expensive. But still, get a good camera, get a good crew, get a good editor, get a good sound person because the sound is sometimes horrible. Yeah, it could be that easy. So these are my impression of the Congolese show, River Hotel. I think it's on. You can still see it on TV5 Monde Afrique. I have no idea if I'm going to continue watching it, but I was told that Charlotte Panda has a sex scene sometime in the later episodes, and I'm actually curious about her acting because she might be the better actor. I have no idea. I don't think so, but I have no idea. But yeah, soon I think I'm going to do a video on Yellow Pepper that I started watching already too. So I'm not going to spoil anything about how I feel about Yellow Pepper because that'd just be too. You know what I mean? That's about it for me for River Hotel. You should see it really and form your own opinion because mine. I think I'm right about the show, and you will see that I'm right. But it's an African show. It needs to be watched, and maybe when we talk about it, when we comment on it, they will listen to us and they'll make it better. Hopefully, or just call me. I need a job anyway. You can subscribe and like and share and all those things. Thanks.